You're welcome. Good evening, friends. Good evening and welcome this fine, sunny, warm, uplifting, comforting Thursday evening. Well, 1 out of 7 ain't bad. Good evening and welcome to Littleport Village Hall this wondrous Thursday evening as we join together to prove that life is eternal, that the continuity of life defeats all fear and upset and worry. And of course, we come here each week to talk of spirit, to send out healing, and to hear from spirit themselves. And this week, to prove that life is eternal, we welcome a medium that many of us know rather well. She's been here before. In actual fact, she's been here more times than she's been medium. So please give a big Littleport welcome to Sandra Shelley. So whenever you say somebody's name, you always worry you're going to mix it back to front. But I didn't. I got away with it. I got it right this time. So there we are. Progress, you see. But welcome and thank you, of course, for coming tonight. And as you noticed, the credits, or the intro credits, have had a bit of an update. I'm not finished. And I'm not done there. Because I'm now going to say it to all of you lot online and to all of you here in this hall. Hey, Dole, good to see you. That as well. If there is anyone who is watching over us from the world of spirit, if there is anyone who has been in this very hall, but not by seeing physical eyes, that you would like to be included in that, give me a yell. I've already got one picture ready, and I'm waiting for more. And once I've got half a dozen, I am going to add something a little extra to our usual opening credits to reflect more the church, its people. Both the church down here, as we already do, but the church up there that includes those that have never physically been in this hall. For we know that our congregation isn't just us and isn't just those that have gone before us that were physically a member of this congregation, but also those that join week after week, who come and cause anarchy and chaos, who come and bring upliftment, love and joy from the world of spirit. He's already in it for that bit. But seriously, if you would like to include a loved one, there's another extra little bit that I want to add. And it's kind of like the wall of fame or shame, depending on who it is. But it'll be a wonderful addition to our spirit family and our spirit congregation. But please, can we keep the last few pictures the same for a while? Because it always hurts adding to it. And I have to watch it about 20 times before I'm able to actually publicly broadcast it. I have to desensitize myself because I'm a human being too. So you're all staying here. That's it. But of course, as well as that, I have to say that tonight is a night like almost any other. We will have our opening prayer. We will have an address. We will have our healing. We've also got someone hiding in the green room ready to do a reading. So they definitely better remind me to bring you up, otherwise you'll have had a wasted afternoon, dear. But of course, then we will have the mediumship. So let's get that ball rolling, just like at the beginning of the new intro, and say, let's join together and open this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, divine source of all things, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to witness your proof and your truth that life is indeed eternal. As we place this service in your care and keeping, we ask that the veil be lifted, that our loved ones might draw close. We ask for healing to be sent out to all those in need. And we make the statement as ever, that everything we do is in love and truth and in light. Amen. Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest, because it's my requirement. I already know what the reading's going to be about, because I've already heard it. So I'm not going to worry about tying in, although to be honest with you, you know what I'm like, I can't remember what it was now. But it's important to let you know that I've heard it before. But what I'd like to talk about tonight is something really quite important. Because as a spiritualist, quite often you get people say, well, I don't think I'm a spiritualist. Well, why is that then? Because I don't talk to the world of spirit and I don't see spirit. Hey, babe. And I don't communicate, so I'm not a medium. And so I thought I'd take this opportunity to remind people that spiritualists don't have to be mediums, just like not all mediums are spiritualists. You see, talking to the world of spirit as a medium is not a prerequisite of being a spiritualist. What then is being a spiritualist? It's being kind, it's being compassionate, it's wondering what's going on in the back row and if your fly's undone. No, that's fine. Just checking. Being a spiritualist is more than communicating with the world of spirit. And it is certainly something that everyone can do and be. Some define it as the 7 principles. Others have 8, others have 6. But what is being a spiritualist really? Being a spiritualist is being compassionate to each other. Being a spiritualist is making sure that we look after one another. Being a spiritualist is about accepting that there is a world beyond, whether we can see it or not, but only after you've had your proof. And being a spiritualist is about living life. That's right, because one of the other things we get is they're obsessed with death. I haven't met a true spiritualist yet that's obsessed with death. Everyone I know is obsessed with life. Regret for it not being lived long enough by some, but most of all, making sure that we live our lives in honor and respect of the individuals that have gone before us. Because as they call out from the world of spirit, 9 times out of 10 their message is, keep going, don't give up, and look after one another. That's the message. That's what matters. And that's what's important. And to me, if all of the others have been missed or lost or chewed up a little bit by life, that one makes you a spiritualist. Live your life every single minute to the best that you possibly can. It's not about communication with the world of spirit. It's about communicating with your own soul and each of our souls walking together in this life. So forget about mediumship for 5 minutes and think about the true communication. We're surrounded by spirits, living spirits. Once we learn to communicate with them, talking to that lot is a lot easier. So enjoy, live, love, laugh, be merry, be mad, dance to Animaniacs and Thomas the Tank Engine's theme tune to your heart's content. We were doing that before the service, or at least I was. Everyone else is just looking at me like I'd taken something or lost something, or a bit of both. But you know what? When we look back on Thursday night, we will remember that we giggled, that we laughed, and we made the most of every moment we had. Let's do that every day. Because to me, that's really what being a spiritualist is about. Everything else is just extra. Although, to be fair, being able to talk to them is a pretty decent extra. Thank you all for listening, and God bless you all. Well, now is the time in our evening where we listen to a reading. And it's a tradition we haven't done in a while. We've actually got someone dialed in online to give us a reading. So I'm going to ask everyone at home and everyone here to please welcome to Littleport Village Hall and to the screen, and hopefully you'll be able to hear her. Please welcome Jen Stevenson to give us her reading.
Good evening, Littleport, and everybody online. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Doe.
Fabulous. Well, this is something I created. I was given 3 words. And now words were empowerment, water, and ink. And what I had to do was try and connect them and write something or produce something that linked all these words together. And I had to think of something that this made me think of. And what it was a book. And this is what I did with it. Words are very powerful. The pen is mightier than the sword. They can create fantastic things until the plan is untoward. We read words that can educate, bringing knowledge near and far, empowering the writer so we all know who they are. Great writers of the ancient times are those who write for fun, the ones who write great stories where exciting tales are spun. And then there are the writers who put logic on the page, that tease the mind, cause discussion so that people will engage. Contentious words cause trouble, even riots on the streets. The bias is repeated and common sense retreats. In reading words that fire the temper, on emotions this impacts. No matter what the topic is, be sure to check the facts. For all may not be as it seems. Be open to debate. Make sure you choose words carefully when you communicate. In using words intense and strong, the pain caused is acute. So to avoid an argument, your words you can dilute. The words will seem less obvious, but still will hit their mark. This renders the readers then will think and not be scared to just remark. When writing words or speaking them, use thought in what you say, and even if others disagree, in their minds the words will stay. Empowerment, water, ink, 3 words to think about. They show the power in our words, of that there is no doubt. So moderate the words you write. Kind words will sow a seed. Take care with what you listen to, and use judgment when you read.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Sorry, it's the eyes that let me down.
Bless you. Thank you. I do apologise for putting you through that. I must tell everyone, though, the 3 words were given to her by Spirit in circle with me, so it's my fault. But I do blame Cherry from...
No, Trace.
It was Cherry and Trace, and Trace turned around and said, Nick, you really need to get her reading that. So when Trace is next up here, because she quite often visits Soham, When Tracy's next up here, we'll give her a slap for you.
Well, she'll be listening tonight, and so will Cherry.
She
So
certainly will. She certainly will.
Jane might, but I don't know.
Oh, she'll see it. She'll see it. But really well done, Jen.
You.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy the rest of the evening.
And
ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
Jen Stevenson. They're clapping for you.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Thank you.
God bless, babe. There we go. Now, don't worry if she disappears off the bottom screen there, because she is. Yeah, thank you. She's going to watch the rest of the service on YouTube, and the humming will be removed in about 3 seconds. There we go. What we were doing were raising the vibrations, you see. That's what it was. The vibrations were rising. I don't know why you're sitting back down. We're now about to do our healing. But thank you, Tony, for figuring out how to actually let Jen be heard during the reading. I know, progress is everything. And speaking of progress, healing is a great progress. And so now we are going to turn over this part of the service to healing. And to the healers in the room who wish to partake in giving of healing, follow your instructions from Tony, because I'm now going to give you our healing leader, Tony. I always have to look something.
Well, thank you. Don't applaud, I'll get used to it. If you would like some healing, please raise a hand. If you're prepared to give some healing, find a hand that's raised and get there. 3. Good there. I'll go there. We all right now? Barry? Oh, you're in trouble. I'll do the other one. Yeah, thank you. Before we start, just a few words of encouragement, as there ever is. When those of us that enjoy this way of life come together on a Thursday night here in Littleport, several things happen. The environment in Littleport is a healing environment. The more healing we give, the greater that environment, the stronger it becomes. So please, Great Spirit, pass your power down through our healers now to the people who need it, all of those who are here and those who aren't here but still need it. So healers, on your work, please. Thank you, healers. Can you bring yourselves back now? And as I say every week, thanks to you that asked, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. You want that?
Should really. Marvellous. Thank you to Tony and our healers. Thank you to all of you. And as he said quite rightly, thank you to all those who ask for healing too. It is vital. Friends, now is the time in our service when I'm about to hand things over to our medium for the rest of the evening. Yeah, got carried away, forgot you got more work to do. Oh dear, well, it's a good job you got that bit about today then, isn't it? But please, when and should she come to you, please answer in a clear voice. Yes, no, don't know. Let's face it, we're all nosy and want to know what's going on after all. And should the curtains start twitching and the lights start flashing, you can follow me. I'll be the first one out, because that ain't going to happen. Most of the time, you know. And the bit about the dancing naked around a bonfire, that's after the raffle if anyone's interested, but it is optional. I tend to avoid it because I'd get arrested and banned from the church. But do have a really uplifting evening. Have a wonderful evening. And please welcome, in your brightest, loudest possible Littleport voice, give a big welcome to our medium, Sandra Shelley. Right, I will plug you in there. Oh, steady. Don't show me that.
No. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm up with that. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me back. Oh, home from home. I love it. As I was preparing for this evening, I just wanted to talk to you just quickly, or rather they have asked me to talk to you quickly about the day. Today doesn't really exist because it's the 29th of February. Or should I say, it exists every 4 years. But do you know the history of it? Do you know where it came from? Do you know why it's here? There's lots of things. You go on the internet, you get all sorts of things. Now, I've written it down. I'm not going to read all of it, but just some couple of things. The extra day exists mainly to keep months in sync with annual events, including equinoxes and solstices. They're good words, aren't they? It was to correct, originally, and balance the Earth's orbit around the sun, because it's not 365 days. It's actually 365.25 days, which means that every 4th year we should have an extra day, which we now do. And this is all thanks to, apparently, Julius Caesar, who in 46 BCE devised the Julian calendar. And apparently it was so that we could keep the months as they are, so that you had the seasons all in sync. So you had, the farmers knew when they had to plough and when they had to sow and when they had to harvest and everything. However, Pope Gregory XIII invented the Gregorian calendar in 1582. And the reason why he changed it wasn't anything to do with the earth and the way people live and everything. He was actually worried that Easter was going to plough in to pagan festivals, and he didn't want them to clash. My head, as it works, then came up with the question, but we don't have Easter at a regular time anyway. So how does that happen? Well, I don't know, I must admit. But he just wanted it to remain in spring. Now, I sourced this from livemint.com, and it made really interesting reading. There's loads more about it. But the main thing was that our planet, no matter when the planet was born. No matter whether Julius Caesar came along, or Pope Gregory, or the Egyptians, or anything. That extra quarter of a day has been there since the world began. And it's only the 1500s that it's actually been classed as we need to have it in the calendar. So today, I feel, is a man-made day. It's also an extra day in our lives. What did you do with your extra day? Do you realise you had an extra day in your year? Did you make use of it? Or did you just carry on with your everyday life? Perhaps next year, or 2028, you may consider planning something special for the 29th of February, because for us all, it's an extra day. I did watercolour painting, and I sat and I spoke to Spirit about this evening. I hope you found that interesting, and look it up. It's quite an interesting subject. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Now I'm supposed to better work. Can I come and work with you, please? Okay. I know this is a silly question. I'm used to Barry doing this.
It's all right. It's wider screen now.
Oh, that's all right then. I don't have to worry.
If it needs moving, Eunice will kick it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Can I come and work with you? Thank you very much. As I was sat there, I've had a gentleman coming up to me, and he's saying, I want to go talk to her. I want to go talk to her. Okay. I placed this gentleman as a fatherly figure. He's around about, just a little bit taller than me, because I have to look up to him. So I want to say about 5'6", a bit taller. He wasn't a big man, but he was strong. For his, even as he got older, he would always have a strength, physical strength with him. Towards the end of his life, he's telling me that his mental strength unfortunately demised. But that didn't mean to say that he didn't love you anymore. Although it seemed like he wasn't here towards the end, he was. He just couldn't express it. Can you take that, please?
My father is
Lovely. Yeah, so I want to say grandfather then, but it's a big fatherly figure. Okay. Fathered you quite a lot as well, taught you a lot of things, was always there for you. Okay. They don't always give me what side they come from, but I want to say father's side. So on this side, so I want to say it's your father's father, your grandfather. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. He's saying that he'll always remember the time you came to him, because when you were very little, because you'd lost something on the beach and you couldn't work out where you'd left it, and you'd actually dropped it in a rock pool. Okay, if you can't remember it now, but he's just and he's saying we searched for ages for it, but you didn't find it until actually the day after, when you went back to the rock pools, because you were so upset about it, and he found it. Boy, okay, he's just saying there's, now you know who I am, he says, there you go. Okay. He wants you to know that everything you're doing at the moment, okay, although you're doubting yourself, you're going the right way. You're going the right way. Okay. He's just asking you to be a little bit more proactive in what it is that you're aiming for. It's like you're stepping back, seeing what everybody else thinks, seeing what everybody else does before you commit. Okay. Why not be a leader? You are a born leader. Usually, you know that when you lead something, it turns out okay, even though you worry about it. But on this occasion, he's saying you're worrying too much. All right. So he's saying, take that guard down, bring your confidence up, And let's get on with it, because you're going to succeed. Okay? Okay. He's saying, no, it's not going to cost you as much as you think. Oh, and he's talking about pyramids. Okay? But he's talking about, don't get caught up in pyramids business. That is something that it still goes on, he's saying, just don't. All right? Be wise. Be careful. Be astute. But be you. All right? Okay. You need to go down to the beach more often. Your connection with the sea and the shore, you've lost it. And go back down. He said, going by the river and things like that is okay, but you need that sand in your feet. You need that connection. So you've got to go back. Easter, he's saying, you'll get somewhere for Easter time. Okay? Just wants you to know that love's all around you, that he's always around. You feel him. You feel others as well from the family. Okay? Just remember to keep wearing the scarf. Okay? Even if you don't wear it in a conventional way, do something different with it. But it's like a, what do they call it? What do you call it? Comfort hug. It's a hug, like a comfort hug. He's saying, because you like to do this with it. Okay? Don't leave it at home. Just carry it with you, even if it's in your pocket, because that'll give you the strength. Okay? And with that, he says, I love and leave you. Thank you for working with me. I've got a little girl here. She wanted to play. Okay, let's see. Who are you going to? She's presenting us. Okay, I'm not going to throw it out there because she'll tell me what she wants in a minute. I've got a little girl here. She's got lovely little curly hair. And she's presenting herself to being about 5 years old. She's telling me that's roughly when she passed, because she remembers she was at school one day and then all of a sudden she wasn't here. Okay, where are you going? Can I work with you? I always get funny ones with you, don't I? Right, is that all right? Yeah. Okay. I always get funny ones with you, don't I? Okay. So I've got this little girl. She was around about 5 years old when she passed. Lovely blonde hair. But she's actually now showing me that in spirit she's grown. Okay. She's saying she won't be able to take me because she's forgotten me. All right. But she hasn't forgotten you. She's showing me that you used to play with her. Okay, she's not a family member, but she's showing me in an environment of like play school, or an environment where you used to have children, lots and lots of children around you. Okay, it's going back a long way. But she just wants to come in to say that she was grateful, very, very grateful for you. You tried to save her, and she just went. She just wants you to know that. She's also saying, I know full well that she's sitting there going, I don't know who the hell you're talking about, but she's telling me that you will remember me. She's talking about a little blue dress she had on that day, like a gingham blue dress she had on that day, little socks with little black patent shoes. She always carried a little rabbit. She would always have a little rabbit with her as her blanket. Okay. But she just wants you to know that I've grown up. I'm working with children here. And you always said to her, when even at that age, you're very good with other children, aren't you? Because she was so popular. All right. Okay. She's skipping away now. She thoroughly enjoyed Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, she's saying that. Can we do that again more often? Brings the energies up before the service. That's what it does. Okay. I do have a lady in the background, but she's a bit shy in coming in. So I'll work on her and I might come back to you, okay? But I'll leave her love with you. Okay, thank you. Okay. Mum, Linda. Francis is still saying, if you haven't found the gift that he sent you by Friday, which is tomorrow, he's going to send you a humongous bunch of flowers from nowhere. He's just saying, look out for it. He's saying that'll shock you. All right. Sorry, but that's a follow-on from before service. But he's saying you will find that little gift that I've sent to you. Look under the bushel. Okay, somewhere in the garden. Okay. And he's laughing. He's saying it's a bit like when a cat brings in a mouse as a present. It's that sort of thing. It's going to be an unexpected thing under the bush. But you've got to go out and look for it because he wants you to get out more often. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
It'll make you smile. Okay. He's actually also saying that he's a bit concerned because you don't seem to be getting out for yourself as much. Where's the coffee mornings gone? Where's the people that come round to you for coffees and stuff? What's happened? And he's saying, don't blame it on COVID. Something's happened around you at the moment. You've got to get your spark back. Okay? Stop worrying about me. I'm fine. I'm with you. I'm fine. I know you get cross with me when I sit on the bed. I know you get cross with me when I turn the TV over. I know you get cross with me when I turn the lights on and off. He says, but that's just to keep reminding you I'm here because you're not listening. And yeah. Right? And he's saying, I'm not going to have a go anymore. I just love you. You know that. Yeah. All right? Okay. Pull your socks up. That's what he said. Pull your socks up.
If I get them any higher,
No. I know. Dad's saying, you know what I mean. Pull your socks up. Get yourself sorted. Get your diary in order. Because you're doing this, and you're forgetting things. Get an assistant. Get an assistant with a diary, things like that. Ask for somebody to volunteer. But he is saying that it's going to pick up. You are going to need someone to help you. And it will come from a surprising quarter. Okay? He knows it's a bit of a worry at the moment, but we all have to start at the bottom. You're getting there, all right? He's so proud of you for stepping out and believing that you can. It's just that there are times when you think you're going backwards. And he's saying, and that's it. You're thinking you're going backwards, but you're actually not. That's the human nut that's causing that. And he keeps standing behind you. Oh, you tripped over the other day, or you nearly tripped over the other day. That was him going, will you sort yourself out? Because you were being a bit too negative. He pushed you. All right. So he's still kicking you up the backside, mate. Sorry about that. But he says, proud. Really proud. Okay. He's done that. Good. No, thank you. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God. So. Yeah. Can I work with you? Please, yes. I've got a gentleman with me, and he always used to stand like this when he was thinking, or be quite upright. And I feel he was on a stage at one point. I feel not. I feel amateur, dramatic-y things, because I can feel him quite like this and saying, "Thank you very much. Thank you very much." And he's doing this. And it was in his younger days, and he would have loved to have gone on to do more stage work, even if it was amateur dramatics or something like that. I'm getting a lot of poetry with him. He used to write lots and lots of poetry. He's also telling me, who are you? Okay, it's coming forward. He's coming forward with a uncle feeling, and I want to place him as an uncle on your mother's side. I want to place him as a he would have been not direct. He would have been an uncle on your mother's side. Okay, either mother's brother or great uncle. I'm not quite sure. They don't always give me levels. They seem to have stopped doing that at the moment. But he's coming in on an uncle strain. But he used to write an awful lot of poetry. He never got married. He's telling me he never married. And he died young. He died young. Okay, if you can't take it, hold it and it will come through. Okay. He wants to say that he knows that you do writing. You're very good at your writing, but you've just not been doing it as much as you want to. Life's got in the way. He's telling me life's getting in the way. But like today being an extra day, find extra days, find extra time, even if it's just a 5-minute poem. Get a book and write. And your writing it's just going to explode. Okay? He wants you to know that when you start writing, and he's saying when you start writing properly, because you've just been dabbling just recently, a lot of it is going to come through with spirit, and you're going to be writing things and suddenly it'll all make sense. But when you're writing it, it won't make any sense at all. Okay? Part of it is from you, part of it is from spirit. Okay? Your guides are around you. You're a very spiritual person. Your guides are around you. There's a lady guide that comes in with you. And I want to place, she's actually a Victorian lady. And she's coming in, she's standing beside you. And she's your muse. And she's the one that helps you with your writings. Because it's not, when you really get going, your writing is quite feminine as opposed to a masculine feel. Does that make sense? Okay. But it's she's coming in to help you how to write eloquently. That's a nice word. She's saying, I'm coming in to help you write eloquently because this is what the world needs at the moment. Okay? To show that there is a softer side to you than you actually portray. This gentleman says sometimes your guard is too strong and you are missing opportunities. Open your mind a bit more when these opportunities come along. Don't automatically think no. Okay? Because these opportunities are your doors for your future. And you have got a future. Okay? I say it that way and you will understand what I mean by that. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want you. You're down here. You've got lots of work to do. Lots of work to do. Sorry, mate. Be safe. Sorry. Okay. He's talking about a worry. There's a worry in the family about mother. She understands what's going on with her. It's just that she can't express it. However, he's saying, if you sit quietly with her, she'll be able to speak with you in a way that you've never been able to speak with her, but you've got to be on your own with her. Because Spirit will help you and her so that you will understand and be able to help her better. Okay? This is the healing within you. You're an amazing healer as well as a spirit person. It's just that you don't use it. You need to get trained in it. Come on, he's going. You need to be trained in it a little bit more, all right? The heat that you feel in your hands when you're around people, the shaking that you feel when you're around someone that's really poorly, it's all real. And you are sending out healing vibes, but you also need to protect yourself at the same time. Okay, so if you don't already know how to do that, speak to Nick. All right, thank you. This gentleman has given me a name of George. Okay. But don't worry, I'm going now. All right. They are very proud of you in spirit. And we will not let you down. We will not let you down. Okay? And with that, he's just leaving. Thank you. Oh. You can hear a pin drop in here. Hello. You can hear a pin drop in here. I want to get you all singing. Shall we put Thomas on again? Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. Spirit, understand. Okay, what have I got? What have I got? Can I work with you, please? Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, I've just got a question. Why did you slam the door in the face of that lady the other day? Okay. It's not an actual... Okay, I'm getting this from somebody. I don't know who. They're coming closer. Either last week or the week before, you were so cross with this lady. It was like, don't speak to me. I've had enough. And it was like you sort of slammed the door in her face and then you walked away because you were so cross with her that you couldn't speak to her anymore. Okay. Can't take it away. All right. If it didn't actually happen, you felt like punching her because she was getting on your nerves. Right. Okay. Well, mind you, there's no time, is there? But this lady that's stepping forward, she's saying, "Oh, it's you, is it? Okay, you did it to her." Okay, she's stepping forward and she's saying, "Yeah, you blanked me that day. You totally blanked me, and it was like you shut the door in my face, and I just couldn't get back to you." She's saying why. She just wants to know why. Okay, but on the other side of it, it's a rhetorical question. But on the other side of it, she's saying, "I do understand why. I wish we'd been able to talk about it." Okay, she's saying that. Yeah, it was her fault, even though she wouldn't accept it at the time. I'm so glad you know what she's talking about. even though she wouldn't accept it at the time, over the years, she did realize that, yeah, I was a bit off. I was in the wrong. But by then, it was too late to come back to you. Or she felt it was too late to come back to you. Now she's there, she also says, but I'm grateful to learn that you were thinking the same thing. If only, she's saying, if only. But once you come over here, she says, we will make up and we will make sense of what happened. Okay? Okay, she's just brought somebody else in because that's all she wants to say. Apart from sorry. Sorry. And and although it was a whisper, it's an emotional. Okay? Okay, she's brought another lady in with her. And this lady's barged her way in and she's saying, oh, good, I'm glad you've got that out of the way. God, now maybe we can all sleep at night. All right? Okay, I want to bring her in. I feel motherly with her. Okay, mother. And she's saying, oh, my word, that incident just blew the family apart. And it was so frustrating to sit back and not be able to do anything. Thank goodness you've now made it up and we might be able to get some sense out of you. Okay, because it still worries you to this day. So the pair of them are actually showing me that you've got to stop worrying about it now. All right, it's the past. It's affecting you. It's affecting you at the moment because you're thinking too much. But look at it logically as, right, it's a closed book, can't do anything about it till we meet again, and then we could argue it out or resolve it or whatever then. Because although it's changing, it's not changing your day, but you're still worrying. And there's no need. Okay, there's no need. It's resolved. So class this as a resolution for that. So that's lovely. Mum is saying that she wants you to be careful of your feet. There's something wrong with your feet. Feet, ankles, okay, swelling. She's saying, get yourself down the doctor because you need to, that's rude. You need help with your diet. That's rude. All right. But although you're trying everything, it's not what you're eating or the amount and stuff. She's saying it's what you're eating and allergies and things like that. And she said allergies, things like that. She also wants you to know that she absolutely adores your hair. She's saying, I'm so glad you've kept it long because there was a time when you went through a phase of cutting it off and she hated it. And she's telling me that she remembered days of sitting there in front of the fire, bath days. Yeah. She says, no, it sounds daft, but I've still got the brush that we used to use. She's got the brush in spirit. I believe sometimes they can do that. But she says, I've still got the brush in spirit. And every now and again, you do actually feel like somebody is brushing your hair. That's me. Because I've still got to brush your hair on bath days. She's saying, okay. The cat's okay. Causing havoc up here. Keeps wanting to eat cheese, but knows full well that it can't now. But, it keeps talking about, the cat keeps talking about the cheese that you used to give and how he misses it. And I wish, things like that. So it's, yeah, just to let you know, he's playing havoc up there with her as well. Okay. She's looking after him. There's an exciting invitation coming for you, she says. The event is going to be in July. And as soon as you get the invitation, don't think about it. Say yes, she's saying, because they've arranged for you to be able to go to this event because it's going to be an eye-opener for you. All right? Something that you really need. Okay. Celebration. Huge celebration, but you need this. There's someone around you at the moment that's feeling real. Sounds obvious at times, doesn't it? There's somebody around you who's feeling really, really poorly, really down in themselves. I want to say it's a male. Really down in himself. Okay. She's saying it's mainly because he thinks he can't finish a project. The confidence of finishing it is gone because one thing's gone wrong. Not one thing after another, but just this one thing, and it's thrown him out. Okay? He just needs a bit of guidance. And I'm looking at you, is that okay? He just needs a little bit of guidance. Have you tried this? And it's going to change the whole spectrum. Perspective. It's going to change the whole perspective of the way he looks at it. It's like getting a bucket and turning it upside down and seeing it from another angle. Okay, so he's saying, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. Start getting those plants in the garden. She's quite a chatterbox, isn't she? She's lovely. Try and it's time to get those plants in the garden. It's time to sow the sweet peas and put them in a pot and put cling film over it like you usually do and things like that. She's asking for lavender this year. Can we have some lavender, please? Yeah, because she's missing the lavender. But it's a certain type of lavender. It's not just your standard, bog standard lavender. And she's talking about when she used to go to the Norfolk lavender fields, she would buy the specialist lavender, not the everyday, excuse me, she's making me burp, not the everyday. She's saying, go for a day trip. Yeah, nice special bit of lavender in the garden. That'd be nice, especially around the bench where you sit and you think of her. That would be nice. Don't worry about putting it in the ground. She's saying, just put it in pots and then you can bring it indoors and I'll be with you all the time. All right. So she's saying, yeah, even when it gets like this big, she's going, yeah, just bring the pot indoors, put it in the conservatory. She's going, that's so funny. She's being funny. The lavender smell reminds you of her very deeply. But she's also saying, you keep getting puffs of lavender. Yeah. And it's not a spritz thing. No. And that's when you know she's with you. Okay. And she's been with you an awful lot just lately because you've needed her. You've needed her. Everything's going to be okay. All right? Have faith. She's saying, have faith. And don't forget to ask for help. Stop. She's going, stop being stubborn. You're being... She used to do that to you at home as well when she was, that sort of thing. So she's saying, come on, you can do it. She loves you so much. Oh, but you know that. She knows that. There was a red balloon given to you at Valentine's or around Valentine's. Yeah. She instigated that. All right, just to let you know. She's glad you liked it. Because it was a bit of a shock when you got it. Yeah, it was, oh yeah, what do you want? Yeah, but she was the one that instigated it for you. Just to let you know. And with that, okay. Thank you for working with me. How many? Okay. Come on in. Oh, hello. Okay, hang on. Got a gentleman that's come in. And he's sort of, it's quite funny. I'll show you what, I don't know, quickly. I'll just quickly show you what he's doing. He's doing this. What's going on? So he's hiding behind the pillow, and he's sort of, you can come out, and he's sort of looking to see what's going on. Who are you for? I actually want to talk to you. Can I just, in the black? Yeah, between you. Can I talk with you? Yeah, and he's actually pointing to both of you. You are together, aren't you? Please don't tell me you're not. Yeah, no, you are together. And he's just poking his head. He's not very old. I want to place him as in his 20s. In his 20s, sort of age group. And he's peeping round and just wants to say, sorry. I didn't mean to go. It's just unfortunately, in the words of our favourite Reverend Allen, it is what it is, or it was what it was. I knew he'd make an appearance this evening. Okay. The young man is saying that he is. This is going to sound silly. He said, in a way, I did enjoy my life on earth, but he says, I'm loving it up here. Oh, the freedom, that what I can do, and the learning, I'm actually learning. And you didn't think he would be able to, but he says the freedom is amazing. His mind is all clear, and he's just so with it. Absolutely loving it. He knows what he wants to do in his next life, but he's not quite ready to come down because he hasn't learned enough, and he's just so excited. So you can calm down a little bit. He's actually just come and stood between you, and he's put his arms around you. You might feel a tingling, okay? And he actually was. It's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay. I'm all right. Please stop worrying about me. I'm all right. Oh, there's a table there. Is there anything else? He says, I don't really want to say anything else. I just want you to know that I'm always there. And you, darling, especially can feel him. You know when he's around. You get that, you start laughing. You start having giggle moments. And people look at you and say, what are you laughing about? Oh, it's just something I thought of. Just thought of. And you're getting a lot more of them just lately as well, because he's saying it's coming up to an anniversary. Coming up to an anniversary. And he's saying, I want you to light a candle, have a drink, and just watch some of the old programs we used to sit and watch. And we'll be happy. I'll be sitting there with you. We'll be happy. Oh, he's saying, and as for blooming EastEnders at the moment, oh my God, what the hell's going on in there? He's saying, I can't begin to tell you what I want to say about that program. It's a laugh because he's saying, he's just said to me, well, you either love it or you don't, do you? And he says, and I can give or take, but Mum, oh my God. Yeah, all right. But he sits there and he watches with you. All right. He's talking about Easter eggs and Easter egg hunts that used to happen. They were always funny. And he would always be the one that you would have to help to find the eggs and the presents and everything. And he always ended up having the most in the basket, even though he never found any himself. But he's saying, that's fine. He always used to share anyway. Okay. He misses you, but he misses the others. He does, but he keeps an eye on them. 2 of them. Keeps an eye on them. And my word, does he make sure that they do the right thing. He makes sure that they stay on the right track. And they know it. They won't talk about it, but they know it. All right? He loved what you did at Christmas for him. There was a special ornament and you placed it in a prime spot. And he absolutely loved what you did with that. And he says, thank you. Thank you. Stop feeling sad. I know it's difficult, but the world's my oyster. I'm learning so much. My mind is unlocked, is what he's also saying. So be joyful for me. All right, and move on. He's just, thank you. And thank you. And that's him. Is that your phone? That's him. That's him, just letting you know. I'm still doing things. And he's now gone. But bless you. Love that. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was lovely. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Check your phone. It's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, they've all gone now and said, yay. Thank you. Have a mic.
I'll have a mic. A mic for a nick. Wow. Certainly getting a text message at the end of a reading is always, and if I may be so bold, right up his sense of humour too. Sandra, thank you for a wonderful evening, an uplifting evening. And I would just like to, before we give you one more round of applause, I would just like to say the bit about Easter and different times, I knows that because it goes on the lunar calendar, which is 13 months, exactly the same as the Jewish calendar, because they're lunar calendar too, because guess what? Easter was celebrated first by a Jewish man. Well, I wouldn't say he celebrated it, let's be honest, but he was, of course, Jewish, and it happened at Passover, so it always lands on the same time. So with a 13-month calendar, they didn't have to worry about the quarter too much, because they went by the moon and the end of the day, or the point of full, rather than the actual days. Yes, and I'd like to add to it. You got me thinking about something that I said the other day, and I apologise because I think it was either in a workshop or a circle, and I can't remember which. And I know at least 4 of you will have probably heard it before, but you know what? I don't care. You will never, ever stand in the same place twice in your life. Ever. No matter how often you come back to this hall, no matter how often you go home, gents, no matter how often you stand in front of the throne, you'll never be standing in the same place twice. Because this earth rotates 360 degrees. And that rotation also rotates around the moon all the way as well. But the sun's revolving around the galaxy, and the galaxy is revolving around the universe. And the point is, you are all traveling at a universal constant of 8.5 billion miles an hour. Dizzying, isn't it? Which means that you will never be in the same place once. So do like the universe is making you do, and keep moving forward. Because that's what we're doing on this big old ball of dust. Keep moving forward. And in the words of another song, keep spinning around, move out of my way. God, that was far too camp even for me. I do apologise. But no, ladies and gentlemen, a big round, please, for our medium, Sandra Shelley. And just to be sure, I'm pretty certain it's exactly 8.7 billion miles an hour relative to the center of the universe, or the cosmic background anyway. Friends, we are going to have our raffle in a moment, and quite a lovely selection we have too. So get ready to get your raffle tickets ready, because it's soon to be prize winning time. The kitchen's open. There's still a few half-time scones left. I'm never gonna get that one. Never gonna forget that one. So there's a few half-time scones left. I checked when I went to see if it was a person or a spirit person in the kitchen. But there are a couple of notices for everyone to know. Firstly, our medium next week is Dawn Foley, welcoming back the lovely Dawn. So Dawn Foley will be here next week. And if anyone is interested, there's an online workshop on Sunday between 11 and 3. I remembered it, and I didn't need Barry. So yeah, there's an online workshop. It is via Zoom. It's £10 unless you're a Patreon member, in which case it's a discount of 8. But most importantly, of course, next week, Dawn Foley, do come along and support her, because she's a good friend of this church and she's been backwards and forwards for years, bless her heart. So, my friends, let's join together and close this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Father, Mother God, we thank you for the opportunity to unite under a banner of love and friendship in this place, this beacon of light, this gathering of souls. Let us take with us that message of love and upliftment out into the world, wherever we may go. And until we meet again, I ask for a blessing to be placed on each person here present, all those who are watching and all those who will watch, and all those that will hear these words. Until we meet again, in your name, which is love. Amen. Thank you, of course, to yourself. We are going to say goodbye to everyone who's online, because guess what? It's raffle time, and there's lots of lovely, lovely prizes, including this week's not-so-booby prize of a pepperami. We've had some random stuff over the years, because I've put it there. But this week, I decided that the non-booby prize would be a pepperami. So there you go. That's what you're missing by not being here, you know, a pepperami. So after 3, to all of us here, to all of them there, from all of us here, after 3, 1, 2, 3, and God bless you all. And it's